And I didn't get the intro in the recording, so I'm gonna have to throw that on front of the video. Hello everyone and welcome to Drifting, episode number 21, which means that we have 4 episodes left. Yes, that's right.
Including this one.
Including this one. Strangely enough, that's what I said last week, but last week I was wrong. It's nice to be back, everyone, and especially nice to be joined once again by Millie and Nobi.
Hi! It's me.
So.
Hi, Millie.
Hi!
Hello. Okay, so we have recording is done, is going. For those, I was gonna say for those of you who don't know, which is everyone aside from the cast, as I hit the intro, I suddenly realized I hadn't arranged all the cameras. managed to move them all around and arrange them and resize them in the span of the intro. I was very proud of myself. So welcome back to Drifting. A few more episodes left, and then after that, we're going to be having a Mage show, Mage the Awakening. So look forward to that. Additionally, of course, we have Dragon Riders on Fridays. There is no live episode this Friday, but depending on what we can get organized, there might be a recorded episode on Friday. So just keep your ears out. We're doing our best to be organized enough to see if we could do it, but I'm not promising anything because everyone's is busy and has lives, and you know, it would be an extra thing. Anyway, if you enjoy the shows that we bring you, go check out Patreon, go you know, follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, become a patron, check out my TikTok.
Don't forget Kofi.
Who's Kofi?
All the places and all the things.
Instagram stories.
Anyway.
Hi, YouTube. Chibi forgot to press record.
I did. But I've done it now.
Is there not a Patreon command? Still?
Did
I misspell it?
Everything's down below the on the stream or
Yeah, but then I have to scroll. Thank
Man,
you, Sammy.
everything is down below.
Not everything. So
oh gosh.
I haven't had a chat bots for a long time.
You didn't really. Moving on.
Start the show.
It's really warm. We need to start the show.
It's warm.
It's too hot.
So last week we joined the crew doing asteroid mining. They did a little bit more, and when presented to do with the option of doing more, they decided to move on, pick up the new job for Sumalis Holdings. No, Sicarus Holdings, apologies. And head out not only to Stojin and the System of Annie to do the job, but also because Romy had managed to track down Nomi's last spotted location to a station orbiting Stojin. They also hired on a medic. Well, they convinced the medic to kind of hire on a free contract with them. She was a former Sicarus Marine and seems to be reasonably solid. Although the crew has had up and down relations with literally anyone else who walks on board their ship that isn't the main crew.
And even the main crew.
For those of you who may not have seen it, because I realize it was kind of an added little thing, in a previous episode, we had a confrontation between Nomi and someone called Rahikyo, whereby they had a fight, they appeared to have some history, and I don't think it came out with a winner, really. But the last comment that Rohikyo made when he made a quick evil villain escape was that he'd see Nomi again soon.
Came out with a quitter, a runner-awayer,
Yeah.
coward, some might call it.
Which led...
Tactical retreat.
Tactical retreat, maybe.
Sure.
Which led to Nomi deciding to go to ground and leave the crew, again prompting Romy to go out and search for her. At the point we are at now, the crew is analyzing Stojin, a big jungle world filled with foliage and flora all over the place. There's some quite dangerous plants and not really any wildlife to speak of. No fauna. Additional to searching for Nomi, they have also scanned an area where a Sicarus Holdings scout ship had been going over the planet and apparently doing some recon style work, mapping out the topography, things like that. As far as they can tell, it has crash landed and there appear to be no life signs there. Additional onto that, they checked out the area where Romy had given them coordinates that Nomi had landed. They had landed at a nearby outpost that is about, I believe I said it was a few hours walk away from where Nomi's possible location is. And at the very end, we saw a figure come out of the jungle, walk into this kind of rundown looking hab facility, walk in the front door and be greeted by a robotic voice that said, "Welcome back, Nomi Sane, name not found." And that's where we ended. So we will get back into it with Nomi. You have been back on Stojin maybe a week or so. Back into habits from a long time past. It's easy here. It's very simple. I'm not sure whether Nomi would consider this better or not, so I won't say it's better, but the simplicity is nice. As far as you know, the crew is safe and better off with you having gone to ground, essentially. And it's not the first time you've gone to ground either. So I would say your day-to-day probably consists of heading out into the jungle, avoiding some creeping bushes and trees, those vines that twist around everything. Since you were here last, the jungle has advanced and been pushed back and advanced and been pushed back, moving all around the place. The research, it's not even really a facility, it's kind of like a little outpost hab type building. A little more overgrown, a little more corroded. Things inside seem to be, much as you remember, but that was always fairly rundown. So we will join Nomi headed out to a swampy area. When you think swamp, you tend to think more kind of cold and grubby. Well, at least in England you do, because bogs are a thing. But this is just a large waterlogged area, lots of tree cover and all of that type of thing. But it is a place where you get to find probably one of the easier types of sustenance, which is Valium Vat. Big golden black with like little flecks of yellow over it. Quite hard, but once you manage to break inside, it's a lot of like a pumpkin. It's got a lot of kind of like consumable, fleshy, soft inside that can be cooked and can actually even be, technically speaking, can be eaten raw. It doesn't taste amazing, but it sustains you. And I would say yeah, let's start off with a roll. Just to see how well you have maintained things, I guess. Could I have, I'll take it with a boon, a survival roll, please.
Okie dokie. Remember how to do this. Okay, boon. Survival.
Yes, please.
Okie dokie. No modifier. 10.
Okay. Very nice. Yeah, it's been a while since you were here. Been a long while since you were here. But, it's hard to, and you've always been good with plants. So it's kind of hard to forget that type of thing, especially when it is kind of instinct as well. There are probably instances of, I wouldn't say even close calls really, but, just in your experience, people coming here from other places in the systems, generally they won't notice a creeping vine that's slowly, moving through the long grass like a snake. You learn to like instinctually recognize the signs of danger, of any plants or trees or anything that, you keep an eye on their movements. Sometimes some of them move and they're in different places. There is a very large sycophantia that lives on a hill, like a ways off, kind of away from the away from where you are. It is the only thing up on top of that hill at this point. It's really, really big, and everything around it is quite reasonably dead. From what you can tell at this point, it's probably slowly not starving, but becoming a bit malnourished. Thank you. I was like, malnutritioned. And from day to day, when you see it, it does have a tendency to flip from side to side, desperately trying to cover things with shade and kill them. However, for today, as we join you, you are headed to, as I said, the swamp. Pick out some Valium Vats. Skipping over a couple of vines that are kind of creeping out in a different direction, and sometimes keeping to the trees, I would say. It's a bit safer there. The trees in general don't randomly jump out and grab at you or anything like that. There are a couple of trees that are almost completely enveloped in vines. You know, these basically they get the vines like wrap around them and basically kind of mix of crush and deny them sunlight so that they can then take their nutrients and everything.
I'd like to think that she's kind of, this is probably the most relaxed you've seen her.
Yeah.
That she's evading things, but because it's such second nature, it's a very relaxing experience. It's kind of like jumping over a series of traps you know are there.
Yeah. That's right. The Orasidius is the vines that you're seeing around you. So, I would imagine that, and correct me if I'm wrong. I imagine that you're probably not going further afield to like search down more different types of food. For now, a Valiant Vat will do.
It's like just sustenance. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't need to taste good.
When you get to the kind of the edge of the swamp, obviously there are, as you can see, Valiant Vats kind of growing on the sides. They're very, very simple to just essentially hack up from the ground, you know, disconnect the stem, and, you know, you've got a big kind of pumpkin-sized, or two pumpkin-sized meals for, should last you a day or two. It's probably about a 2-hour trek from where you started, and aside from a little vague kind of like splashing and glooping from inside the swamp somewhere, it's pretty quiet. There aren't any. You've been in the countryside on a few different planets. Even in the cities, sometimes you have birds tweeting and you know, like vague animals in the background making noises, barks or whoops and things like that. That was always really weird to you because on this planet you don't have any of that. There, you know, there may be. I would say there's a few. There's a few species of insects, maybe, or other animals, like smaller animals that were brought in from other planets that have either escaped or, you know, accidentally been introduced, who have semi-survived on this world. But the silence of just wind and trees and plants encompassing a planet is pretty much what you're used to. So, yeah, being on other planets with animal noises and stuff was always bizarre to you, I think. And then you head back towards home. Taking the Valiant Vat with you. Honestly, both the excursion and the return trip are not that interesting, which is kind of nice. It's something, again, that you were used to at one point. Once you've figured out how to survive here, it's quite peaceful. You return to the little outpost. To describe it a little bit more from what we discussed last week, it is essentially a rundown research outpost from God knows how long ago. Seems like it was abandoned a long time ago, and no one's made any attempts to clear it out and re-inhabit it, anything along those lines. When you open the door and walk inside with your two big Valiant Vats,
I carried Valiant Vats. Is that
Oh, yeah.
what we're doing here? Is this a Dirty Dancing reference?
I don't know that reference.
Okay, well, somebody in chat will understand, I hope. Carry on.
Because they've got quite long stems, I would imagine you carry them like a backpack, you know? That would be my guess. But as you walk in, you're greeted with a familiar voice and greeting. Give me a second, Sheepy doesn't remember 100% what the familiar greeting is.
Wow, familiar.
Ouch. It was... Yes. Welcome back, Nomi Sine, name not found. As the door opens and you walk in, greeted as usual, and you are essentially, inside is much like the out. There's quite a lot of what you assume originally was research, consoles, computers, technology, all of which has either corroded or been moved out or was just not there from when you were here. There is in the corner a still semi-working power output and console remaining, which is essentially the AI, the computer that helped to run this facility. And I think I will ask at this point, has Nomi, having gone out into the world and been around the systems and doing what she did she figure out where her name came from? Because it's a dead language. It's a dead language.
It's a dead language, but the roots of it are in so many different things. So I think probably at some point she'd be like, "Oh, I see," but
Yeah.
it doesn't really mean anything anymore. It's like when somebody tells you what your name means, you know, meaning wise, and you go, "Okay, cool."
Essentially, Nomi's name that she took for herself all those years ago, before she even... Right, does she have memory? I don't think she has memories, does she, of before she lived here?
Maybe like brief images or feelings, but
Yeah.
no, not a lot, no.
No. And when, I would say probably at a very young age, when she found herself having to live and survive in this outpost. This is before the nearby kind of outpost was formed and had people working there and all these type of things. It was just her and the AI, who every time she entered the room or the building would welcome her back with, "Welcome back, Nomi Sine, name not found." And she assumed that her name was Nomi Sine, when in fact it's just,
Sine nomine.
yeah, no name. And I'm sure we'll go into a little bit more of exactly how that all transpired, but Nomi is good with plants because this was a research outpost, and the AI is literally filled with flora and biology facts.
Not so great with kids, though.
Not so great. Essentially, the being who raised Nomi and taught her was a semi-malfunctioning, limited knowledge, artificial intelligence console who would essentially regurgitate facts when asked, and very minimally, although their capability to do so at this point is fairly limited, essentially looking after the facility and its occupants, which is essentially the closest Nomi has ever come, could come in her childhood to a parental figure, I guess. Which I suspect a lot of people are starting to put some pieces together. And, So, you busy yourself about the area. Just kind of, since you got back, you've cleaned it up a little bit.
We're working in sections as well. It's like a quadrant situation where we'll be. It's not an overall. I will clean all these things out, and then it's working in squares like a grid.
Yeah. And you'll when you returned, the AI welcomed you back as it always did, and informed you that occupant Nomi Sane, panel 357, east wall, damaged. Just giving you a little bit of a situation report, like you'd never left.
Mm-hmm.
The panels in question just missing. They're not there anymore, so they're not even damaged. But it gives you an idea of of how degraded the AI has become at this point. Especially with no one here to maintain the facility, it started to corrode, it started to run down a bit, and it's just how it is. So, seeing as I'm not sure how much this will come up, or if this will come up, I think we'll take a moment as Nomi's sitting there with a half of a Valiant Vat kind of in her hands, just having a little bit of a munch, to talk about exactly what happened to Nomi, partially to the best of her knowledge and partially with the addition of our knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
The theory that the people who picked Nomi up had is that she was the daughter of either colonists who were coming out here to make a better life on the planet, not realizing how dangerous it could be and how difficult it is to survive out here. Or possibly the daughter of a researcher who was sent out here to research the flora and the unique properties of this planet. Either way, Nomi found herself alone, abandoned, or possibly just wandered off accidentally by herself, never to be seen again. She managed to make her way to this facility, which was already slightly run down and abandoned, and with the teaching available to her about the planet, all of the knowledge that had been gathered and all of the knowledge existing inside this AI, inside this databank, managed to, with some close escapes and dangerous times, she managed to survive by herself into her teenage years on the planet until she was found by some people who we'll go into later, maybe, and taken off the planet and basically hired. Partially, to begin with, she was hired as a guide for the planet, and then as she started working for them, she took on other roles. Time-traveling robot assassin being one of them, of course.
Clearly.
I knew it!
So, I think this is important to leave up to you, Amelia, and also Nomi, I guess. Would you like to delve a little further into what happened when she was picked up? Or shall we leave that and see if it comes out?
Let's leave it for now.
Okay.
No sense giving him everything.
That's true. In that case, some time passes. You do your best to maintain the... the station, the hab facility, to even, you know, like repair little bits and pieces, reconnect some wires. It's not going to last forever, but it was designed to last by itself. So it's probably got a decade plus left. You know, it's not dying, you know, imminently. It's just degraded, corroded, rundown. It hasn't been maintained. And even being maintained, it's difficult to maintain anything in this jungle forever. So, there is a time when you hear the engines of what you assume would be a shuttle. I'm not sure whether you'd be outside wandering around nearby or whether you'd be inside the facility. I'd say it kind of depends how much... I imagine Nomi would be out and wandering for the most part. The only thing she can really do within the facility is study. And she's had all of those facts, like kind of ferried through her brain so many times that would just be...
Yeah, I think unless she's tidying up, she'll be outside. And she's missed that a lot.
Yeah.
Being cooped up in a tin can in space.
At least you had your garden.
Not quite the same, though.
Not quite the same. So you will see as well as you... I imagine probably once you hear the engines in the distance, you'll Nomi would kind of like climb up a tree or something, like...
She's straight into stealth mode.
Yeah.
Like a knife in each hand, just
Okay.
sneak in.
Appears to be a fairly small shuttle, essentially station to planet style shuttle. Can carry maybe 8 to 10 people. Is essentially used for ease of landing on a very clumped together, foliage rich planet. How would Nomi... I mean, are you investigating? Is there any...
I'm just watching. For now, I'm watching. I want to see who these people are, how many there are, what they seem to be here to do.
Is there any thought that goes through Nomi's mind as to who this could or might be?
No clue.
That's fair. I was wondering whether she was like, is this crew? But I imagine...
They wouldn't know to come here.
Yeah.
She hasn't told anyone.
So, there's a little bit of time I imagine you hear... You know what? This may actually be a roll.
Ooh.
Have a little bit of a look here for a moment.
Hmm.
There we go. I would say Recon would probably fit the bill the best, or maybe Survival. I'd accept both of those.
Let's go recon.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. And it's regular, not with a boon, or is it a boon because I'm at my home planet?
I would say with a boon, not just because you're in your like home ground, but also because there is a lack of noise in general on the planet because of the lack of creatures and animals and stuff.
Okie dokie.
So sound tends to carry reasonably
9.
far. You hear a male and female voice, one of which you recognize because you heard it recently, one of which you don't think, maybe it difficult. The voice sounds familiar, the female voice.
But it's not a member of the crew.
Neither are a member of the crew. You definitely recognize Rahikio's voice.
Shit.
And he's saying, maybe we can just shout out. If she's not in the building, then most likely she's nearby. I can bring him out the back and we'll just see if she'll come to us. And the female voice, I doubt she'll care. But otherwise we're just going to have to stand here in this clearing and wait for her to try and stab us in the back. No, you're right. Get him and we'll see if we can draw her out. And there is the sound of like a again, for now you're keeping your distance so you won't be able to see anything through the trees or anything like that. And you hear someone say, "What are you doing? Get off me. Where am I? Take this fucking blindfold off." And you recognize Roby's voice. Whereupon, drifting through the trees, you hear, "Noemi, we have managed to grab one of your crew on the way down here. If you don't come out, your boyfriend will put a bullet in his head. And I'm just itching to see you again." It's the female voice.
Can I roll to see if I recognize who that is? Because that sounds very like she knows me.
This would be memory based. And I think the more she talks, the closer you are to like putting a face to the name. I would say yes, roll me an intellect. It's just straight intellect with the...
How do I do that? Oh, like I see. Yeah, got it.
Okay. So, the voice, when she says, "to see you again," takes you back and back and back and back to training for the agency. Martial arts.
Fuck off. Oh, good.
You know, the friendly nights sparring with R34. The melee training robot who, during your time with the agency, was your best friend.
M31.
M31, apologies. You remember finding out that some of the students training with the agency had bribed some of the masters, some of the teachers to give them better grades. You realized that some of them were getting preferential treatment, some of them were essentially using their money and influence to work their way towards up the ladder. You realized this because one of the girls who was training with you, Anathema, had a chat with you about it. You know, just hanging out. One night. Most of the time, the rest of the students didn't really talk to you very much because you were weird. And your best friend was a robot. Who was designed...
So judgmental.
Who was designed to train in hand-to-hand combat with you.
She gave me positive reinforcement.
Not judging. What happened after that was you having been taught to be straightforward and honest, and feeling like this was kind of an unfair advantage, reported it to some of the superiors in the agency. They cracked down and expelled a fair number of the students who were found to be corrupt, and a few of the teachers even. However, after that, you realized that Anathema had essentially engineered the situation to get rid of her competition, to make you the one who basically ratted on a lot of the students, and essentially told everyone exactly that. You know, that you'd gone to the higher ups and complained. So the entirety of the rest of the people, of the kids and students training with you, turned against you, and Anathema essentially isolated and I don't want to say exiled, but like isolated you. You were isolated from the rest of the students. You had stuff left in your bed. People threw, you know, ketchup on you, like that, all that kind of thing. Well, you know, just kind of general shitty teenager tactics. And this is the voice that you remember. You've had a lot of bad interactions with Anathema ever since that time in the... Ever since the time with the students early on in your training, she seems to have very much disliked you. And you've had many victories over her, she's had many victories over you. I don't think Nomi ever considered it a rivalry. I think Anathema probably did.
I'm not sure Nomi sees anybody as a rival. She's a rival with herself.
Yeah. And I don't think Nomi is specifically competitive enough to have a rival. There's either this is something I must accomplish, or this is something I don't need to worry about. which will infuriate people when they are competitive, you know? So that probably didn't help either.
Yeah. Yeah, that plus poor social skills equals deeply unpopular girl.
But that is who you hear calling for you through the trees. Which, as far as you know, means that at some point, because they never met, Rahikyo and Anathema must have met, talked. It also explains why Rahikyo was able to read your moves. Especially, remember he said he had a teacher, someone who taught him to fight.
Of course it was her. Of course it was.
Yeah.
Look. I hate her so much, Sheepy. I hate her.
Nomi
Not even Nomi, me.
Yeah, Nomi doesn't mind. Nomi's like,
Yeah, Nomi's like,
So.
Mm-mm. Nah. Plus, I know that only a complete idiot would give up a bargaining chip when they don't have another bargaining chip. She would have come in with the strongest one first, and that's it. And otherwise, it's just them here with no clue how to find me.
But
So I'm just going to stay silent. They have no way of knowing I can even hear them. They're not going to just shoot him for no reason.
okay. Maybe 10 minutes pass in mostly silence. You hear like some swearing and muffled kind of like which you assume means that Roby's been, you know, gagged essentially. And eventually Anathema says, okay, we can wait here for as long as we need to. Eventually you will have to come out. There's no rush. I'm just looking to finally find out which one of us is better. If you're not brave enough to challenge me, I guess I underestimated you.
No. Silence.
Alright. Well, we'll be inside the shuttle. If you change your mind and decide to show yourself. Obviously, we're not going to kill your friend. Just want to make sure you don't do anything dirty like sneak up and stab me in the back.
In that second,
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot my needler gun at her.
Well, you haven't
Right,
got you haven't got close enough to.
Have I not?
You haven't got, like you said.
I haven't got any
stayed-
visual at all.
No. You said you staying far enough away.
Mm-hmm.
So she's essentially like shouting out to the general area.
All right.
Which
in
is
that case, I'm going to hoy like a rock or something from the ground, but over in an opposite direction, just to make a little clatter
okay.
somewhere, so that I can slowly start moving around.
All right. Yeah, for the rock throw, I mean that just happens. What I would say is what you probably hear is Rohikyo say, "What was that?" do you think that was her? And Anathema say, no, probably not. But stay on guard and keep an eye on that direction. As you start to move closer to them. There we go. Oh. Do you have stealth?
I do. It's not great, but it's...
Roll it with a boon.
Hilariously, my jack of all trades is better than my stealth.
Roll your stealth with a boon.
Uh-huh.
And,
12.
Trying to figure out how that one works.
Jesus Christ.
Why is that?
Why has that got a plus 10 on it?
Yeah. Okay, I see. For some reason, it's added in a whole load more skill level than it should. So that is an 8, 9...
Please don't make me fight an actual god.
Yeah, no. Apologies.
She did a lot more training after I left. Holy fuck.
That would be a 10.
Aha.
So, maybe as you get closer, as you go through the brush, and in between the trees, you see her eyes like flit over in your direction for a second, but it never focuses on you, never focuses on anything. It's a sweep. And she's essentially like keeping her eyes out in all direction, also aware that you could come from any direction, so she's not focusing on any area. And as you creep up closer and closer to get a visual on them, to get a position, her eyes are off in different directions, and she never... Yeah, you're quiet enough. This is something you do, you know. There are times, especially when the is it Orosidius? Especially when the vines are out en masse, you don't want to be making much noise. You don't want to be clumping about all the place, because you just got to kind of let them, you know, explore on their own for a bit until they're past. What you see is the facility. You see a platinum blonde, very nicely dressed, very professionally dressed, like tight-fitting clothes, you know, essentially. It's not the training kit from the agency, but it is kind of combat gear. Anathema always preferred close combat herself as well. She tended not to enjoy, you know, definitely not sniping, and even like a pistol or something she kind of like sneered at as being a bit brutish and unrefined. Behind her you see Romy, blindfolded, gagged up, mumbling, muttering, struggling a little bit, and you see Rohikyo standing over him with a fairly simple pistol, just essentially like pushed down on his shoulder kind of body part here. And then behind them is an open shuttle, but obviously depowered and everything. And
am I close enough for a shot yet or not?
Yes. But I will give, you know, the way I presented the situation, you know, it's I would say you're close enough for a shot. That gun doesn't have a massive range, as you know. Taking a shot at Anathema could work, It depends if she, you know, the likelihood is, taken by surprise, you should get a hit on her. The problem would be is that Rohiki is standing right nearby. He's gonna have enough time to react and pull the trigger.
Yep.
So...
But he's not going to give up a hostage either. I nearly killed him last time. I have absolutely no reason for me to not kill him. I'm weighing this up like data in my head.
Yeah.
Like, if this, then this. It doesn't make sense in any tactical situation, especially if his companion has been downed. It doesn't make sense for him to just instantly pull the trigger, because then he's alone without a hostage. So I'm going to take the shot.
You're going to take the shot on Anathema.
No. I'm going to take the shot on Romy.
It's using the
Needler.
Needler, which is the...
It's
I will
the
say
ammo in there is Sarai.
it is,
Mm-hmm.
which will knock him out essentially.
Yeah.
I will say that the Needler is like your signature weapon,
Mm-hmm.
along with knives, but they can't really be a signature. Anathema trained in the agency with you, so depending on if she remembers or if she hasn't, you know, if she doesn't panic during the, you know, thing. If the objective is I'm gonna knock Romy out and make them think that I've killed him.
No.
Okay.
All I need is for him to drop to draw their attention for a second so I can get a second shot off on her. That's all I'm going for.
Okay.
I want them both unconscious.
All right. In that case, what I will do is I will say that the first shot definitely goes. Give me a second to... So... aiming down the Needler, you squeeze out a shot, and it flies and strikes Romy in the neck. Immediately, essentially almost instantly taking effect, and him kind of toppling over to the side. Basically being taken by unconsciousness very quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll survival for Anathema. To see if essentially she is distracted or she goes into a more kind of like guarded thing. Because it's such a coin flip as to whether her instincts kick in or...
Yeah.
So.
Ooh.
6. So yeah,
Ooh.
as you Romy like grunts and falls over, her head instinctively turns towards him and away from you. At the same time as Rohikyo like kind of is moving down towards him, towards Romy in kind of like an automatic gesture of someone is falling, stop them falling. So in that moment,
I squeeze off a second shot.
Second
aiming
shot.
for Anathema.
okay. Take a boon Roll me gun combat.
I can roll with my needler, actually. That's a specialism.
Yes, roll me with your dealer then.
Okay. 11.
Okay. And honestly, I don't think her endurance is really high enough to for me to even warrant having a roll on this. What I will say is the second shot goes off, and you would just want a same spot, kind of like neck area. Yeah, the shot goes off and flies and hits her in the neck, and you hear her say, "You," and then she just like collapses to the ground, and at the same time, Rahikio like stops his automatic movement towards Romy and goes back to essentially pointing the gun at Romy and looks up and says, "Nomi, I know you're here. Come out," or he gets a bullet in the head. Hands up.
I'll step out, but with the needler still in my hands.
And as you like step through the bush, he like looks over at you and then kind of turns around to position Romy in between you and him while keeping the gun there. I'm assuming you're not pointing the gun at him.
Not yet.
Okay. I should have expected that you would try the underhanded, sneaky way.
Underhanded. More underhanded than a hostage.
The hostage was just here to make sure that you actually fought Anathema.
The sneaking was just here to make sure I didn't have to kill her.
So, well now.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Why?
Which bit?
Are we arguing morals or...
No. My dad was a gangster. Morals has always been reasonably grey in my life. And understood what you did.
Then why?
Anathema found me. I assume that she'd been looking into your career, looking for someone who wanted to get a little revenge on you, like she did. Not quite as petty as her reasons, but she offered to train me. She found me neck deep in a bottle, drowning my sorrows and slowly dying. Told me that we could get you back for all the things you did to us. And I thought it was better than dying of alcohol poisoning in some gutter somewhere. So.
Get me back.
Well, you murdered my father.
No, I meant her.
Oh.
Does not... That is not in line with reality.
I don't pretend to be an expert on her, but it seems like she took exception to your talents and to the preferential treatment with which you were treated.
Winning is preferential treatment.
Well, maybe. I think essentially when it comes down to it, and he like shifts his shoulder slightly, she just wanted to prove who was better between you and her, which again kind of seems like she got her answer without having to die. I think she would have preferred it the other way.
Pity. You'd better get her into the ship soon. Once it gets dark, they'll eat her.
We're not really finished here yet. Just because you took her out doesn't mean what's gone between you and me is over. Oh, as you're going, and depending on how these things might go, probably worth telling you that if you go over to Anathema, she'll have a info jack on her that's for you from the Director of Operations. Message for you.
If I'm close enough to safely grab that while keeping my eyes on him, I will, but...
You go over to Anathema. She's got like a kind of safety, kind of semi-flak jacket on her. Much good it did her because she got a needle to the neck, but you essentially like reach, you kind of like open up the jacket and like look in the pockets and the bits there. There's like a few bits and pieces in there. You can see essentially like a kind of hidden pocket type bit, a little bit of a bulge. The info jack is in there, and essentially you can jack it into a console or anywhere. It'll play the message, and it might have other bits and pieces on it. Additionally, just so you know, there's a gun in there, hidden. It's like a small hold-up pistol.
I've got a better gun than that, it's fine. I'll take the gun.
Well, if you go for the gun, he'll see that, and he will probably
Oh.
react. What I'm saying is, like, it's hidden there, like, you're kind of crouched over her.
Oh, she's fully unconscious anyway,
She's
and if the
fully
gun's hidden,
unconscious,
he
yeah.
doesn't know it's there either, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave that be.
Did you find it?
Yes.
Okay. So, now, why don't we have a quick chat before we finish all of this? Enough about Anathema and her issues. I think we can safely say those have been dealt with, or whatever.
She always made bad decisions.
She's not the only one. And he's still got his gun pointed at Romy, who's kind of unconscious on the ground. And he looks up at you and says, like, right into your eyes, and says, "You lied to me."
Lied.
To get close to my father, you got close to me. You pretended to be someone you weren't. Told me you loved me. And then you killed him and disappeared.
That was my job. That's what I'm for.
And to begin with, I could almost live with that. Until Anathema found me and told me that you'd made a family. Friends. On a ship. Seems like apparently they were enough to change you, make you care, even a little bit. I wasn't.
Change. She lied.
I held a gun to a guy's head and you came out because you didn't want him hurt.
That's not why I came out.
Why did you come out then?
For you?
No, you didn't.
I don't know him.
He's part of your crew on your ship, the Deep Waters. His name is Romy Bankwell, ex-cop, detective, chased people over every system, trying to find, well, successfully finding serial killers, criminals, along with your engineer, Astrid, your pilot, Corrine, quartermaster slash mechanic, handyman, Colton.
Are we just listing names now?
And that's your crew.
Yes. Not family. Crew.
Well, if you don't care about them, then I guess I have no reason to kill them to hurt you. My plan was to hunt them down, bring them in front of you, and kill them one by one. So maybe that would even the scales of the world a bit. And he like eases his hand down slightly, so it's not kind of like it like eases down away from Romy, like kind of to hang a little bit by his hip.
It would
That's it.
hurt more if you carried on drinking.
I stopped drinking so that I could come and confront you. All, you know, all that pain, self-destruction. The only thing that pulled me out of my dive was thinking that I could come here and maybe show you what it felt to lose someone you loved intensely and deeply. But I guess you don't care about anyone enough to feel that. So why even kill this man if he doesn't matter?
She didn't care. Anna, didn't care. She didn't exist.
Well, I get the feeling that Rohikyo before didn't really exist either. Now there's just me, directionless, nothing left. Not even someone to kill to make me feel better. What am I supposed to do now?
It would make you feel better. Why?
Well, I thought that losing your crew would affect you. Maybe prove that you weren't just a robot with no feelings going through life hurting anyone she was told to.
Why? Why do the feelings matter?
They're all I've got left. My feelings for you. Both.
You
Either.
don't.
Every.
You don't know me.
I've been keeping an eye on you for a while with Anathema. Fuck it all. I think this is as good a place as any to finish this. If nothing really means anything, then... And he raises his gun again, points it at Romy's head. I'm gonna count to 10. I'm gonna shoot your crewmate in his head. I'm gonna kill him. Stop me if you want.
Why?
Some things need to end. Know me. Some things get so broken that there's no going back to anything. So we need to end this here. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. Do you wanna... Sorry, it looked like you were gonna talk, so I paused the countdown for a second.
She will, in one motion, pull out her gun and put it under her own chin.
You pulling out the gun?
Gun. The one that Colton gave her.
That would make him pause.
You said to make you stop.
I wasn't expecting it, but I feel like I should have. Goodbye, Naomi. 4. 3.
I don't want to shoot you.
2.
Please.
1.
I'll shoot his hand. The hand holding the gun. I'm going to go for that.
Okay. Roll me a gun combat straight.
Oh, come on, roll 20. Don't fuck me. Oh, 10.
Gun or hand? Gun or hand? Yeah, I mean, you rolled well enough to hit what you're aiming at. Do you want to aim at his gun or at his hand?
Ooh. If I aim at the gun, will it just knock the gun away?
It'll kind of like jank the gun out of his hand, probably. If you shoot his hand, it will knock his hand back. Maybe he'll drop it.
I'll shoot his hand because it'll stop him picking it back up.
Okay. The shot rings out. You hit him basically in the wrist, and he like staggers. The gun drops to the floor next to Romy, and he kind of staggers backwards and kind of, you know, almost semi falls over. Stands up, like grabs his hand for a second, and then reaches down for the gun.
I don't want to shoot you.
You've already shot me.
Ro,
Picks up the gun, like looks over at you as he aims down towards Romy again.
she didn't care. She didn't care.
No.
She didn't care.
He lets the gun relax in his other hand. Obviously, he's basically like bleeding from his arm, and he kind of relaxes and turns towards you, like semi turns towards you. His eyes are softer. There's a small, like, soft smile on his face. I cared very deeply for Anna. But this stopped being about her a long time ago. Since then, it's always been about you. And I've gone too far in the name of revenge to stop now. I love you, Nomi. But the only thing that will stop me is killing me. So, say goodbye to me, or say goodbye to the entirety of your crew. And he raises the gun and aims, cocks it,
Goodbye.
and you start to pull.
Yeah.
Where you aiming?
Dead center. Fast as possible.
As you say goodbye, his head spins around right between the eyes, and he falls backwards. Smack. Hits the ground.
I'll look at him for a second. And slowly holster the gun. Walk back over to Anathema. Drag her up onto my shoulder. And go and throw her down in a vine patch.
As she drops into the vines, they react. They twist around her. And then slowly she gets dragged off into the jungle.
And I'll walk back over to Ro.
He
And
has a fairly genuine smile on his face. He looks at peace.
I'll do the same with him. Pick him up. throw him down next to the vines and just kiss my fingertips and place them on his lips and watch as they drag him off.
Wrap around him, drag him off. Romy's unconscious, gonna be unconscious for a while.
I'll go and get Romy and take him into the transport. I'm gonna find out where my crew is.
The transport, unfortunately, is not active, so you won't be able to start it up or get it off the ground. What do you do with the gun? Your gun and his gun?
I'll keep them.
You basically holster the gun you got off Anathema. Your needler goes in its little concealed carry position. You pick up Rahikio's gun. It's empty. For now, you take Romy into the... Do you want to take him into the facility or the shuttle?
If the shuttle's not active, then the facility.
Okay.
Needs to be somewhere safe and defendable.
You take him into the facility, make him comfortable, and night comes. You're left with the occasional, let's call it outburst from the AI console. Unconscious Romy who will eventually wake up. And yourself.
I think I'd just be sitting there next to Romy as he's unconscious, sort of watching him and frowning. And just idly asking the AI facts about things. It's almost like hearing a lullaby from your childhood. It's just babbling on about different species of plants on the planet and how long they last and how long they react to light. And I already know it off by heart. My lips are moving to make the words as the AI is saying it. It's just sort of slowly drifting off.
Huygens. Rare. Found in forest and jungle areas. Fungi ball-like subterranean. Colors purple into green shimmer. Cap is non-edible. Stem hardens when uprooted, and a bark-like substance forms which can be peeled off. Bark is tangy and spicy when cooked. But if ground into a paste or a thin filament, can help minor stomach and digestion problems. If consumed in large quantities, it is considered a diuretic. And in the morning, the sounds of footsteps and talking. Someone approaching.
Straight up into alert. Find the most defensible position to protect him.
The door slides open. The console says, "Welcome, Nomi Sine. Name not found." And Colton, Astrid, and Corrine walk in. You are faced with probably a little bit bedraggled looking, maybe a little bit tired, and also that's Nomi, and also an unconscious Romy.
Hey.
Hello.
Naomi? Romy?
What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
I drugged him.
Why?
What? Why?
Context.
Are you alright? Is he alright?
Yes. He's in a coma. He'll be better soon.
Where the hell have you
Did
been?
you guys
Where
have a
did you
fight?
go?
Yes, but not with each other.
Who did you have a fight with? What?
Again, context.
Yeah, I think elaboration is some. What?
He was kidnapped. I took him out of combat. No hostage.
Wait, he was coming to find you, but you found him.
He was kidnapped
By who?
by people who are gone
Why did you leave?
because of the people who are gone.
Who are the people who are gone?
Bad. No.
Did they pose a risk to you? To us?
Yes. Yes.
Wait,
Why didn't you just tell
What?
us?
Who? Are they gone, or are they just gone?
They're gone. Their matter has been recycled, has become part of
Dead.
the planet.
Okay. That means dead, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna walk over and just see how Romy's doing. That's all I need.
Yeah. He seems to be doing okay. His pulse is a little bit low, but that makes sense if he's in a coma.
Can I pick him up?
I don't know. Can you?
I try and pick Romy up.
You can pick him up. He's quite large, so quite difficult. But you can fireman, sling him over your shoulder.
I'm gonna take the person in a coma to the medic.
Right, we
I'll
have
be
one
back.
of those now.
Medic?
We hired one, sort of, as a temp. I don't know, I'd like to keep her, to be honest. I tried to keep your garden going. I was
Tried.
only marginally successful.
Tried.
Well, it's not like I really am an expert.
Right.
And it's not like you left instructions either.
Why didn't you
No.
tell us what was going on? We could have helped.
How?
Why, when you left, why didn't you let us know?
This was more efficient. They're dead now.
Yeah, but Romy could have been really hurt. You could have been really hurt.
Romy was not hurt.
But he's in a coma.
A coma is not hurt.
No, but he could have been really hurt, and that is the point.
But if I'd stayed, you all could have been hurt. So the numbers.
No, but does this crew? We're that. We're a crew. We do things together.
Like,
If there's
die.
problems, we tackle them together. You have any idea how worried we were? And then Romy left afterwards looking for you.
That was a bad decision.
What, on your part or his?
Yes.
Both?
Yes. No. They're gone now.
Look, if something like this ever comes up again, tell us. We'll help.
No, we're too
You're not
inefficient,
alone anymore.
apparently.
I know you're used to doing things alone, but you're not alone.
As a little sidebar, Colton, you would still be there because to take Romy back is like a hour-long trek through the jungle.
I just remembered the ship isn't around the corner. It's about an hour.
Well, you're all right now? What is
Yeah.
this place, anyway?
Research facility.
Research this planet will kill you.
Yes.
Okay, fair.
Why did you come here, of all places?
It was my home.
Oh.
You lived... I'm sorry you lived here.
Yes.
With other people.
No.
Okay.
Is anyone else gonna come after you? Because these people are gone?
Probably not these people. Maybe others.
Okay.
And are you
Well-
gonna go missing every time that this happens?
No, next time, tell us, and we'll figure it out together. Okay? We can help. I know you're very capable by yourself, but you're not by yourself anymore. You have us. And we can make it so that all of us are safe together.
Just as a little reminder for Nomi, you have the info track.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know whether you want to listen to that before
Yeah,
they came
probably.
here or...
Yeah, I would. I
Now-
think I would have done.
Okay. Apologies, I'm putting a pause on you three for a second.
What?
So, at some point during the night, you would have plugged in the info jack. It essentially contains a decryptable file, a voice message, and that's it. The voice message is addressed to you, Nomi Sane.
Probably go for the voice message first,
Okay.
in case it gives context.
The message fires up. From Director of Operations, Calabal Praxis, Inner Intelligence Agency, to Nomi Sane. Hello, Nomi. Apologies for the nature of this message delivery. I had to agree to Anathema's request because I was looking for a secure way to reach you through message. Hopefully you survived. If you have and you are listening to this message, I'd like to extend an invitation to you to come and visit me so we can have a conversation. You know where to find me, and your crew are invited too if they wish to come. I personally guarantee the safety of yourself and your crew, and have instructed our security to let you through. My contact details are contained in this jack. Please, do get in contact when you find you have the time. I feel that a conversation between us could help answer some of the many questions I believe you'll have at this point. Kind regards, Calabal Praxis, yada yada. Signed. And then end message.
What do I know about Calabal before then?
You've met her a couple of times. she is the head of the inner intelligence agency. She runs basically all of it. She was the one who got involved with the corruption claims and essentially cleaned out all those people who were taking bribes and kind of messing with the training program. She was the one who approved your infiltration into Cornerstone. Yeah, a lot of your moves up the ladder as an agent was either observed by or approved by her. As I said, you only met her a couple of times, but from what you can gather, she's pretty no-nonsense, pretty practical person. And as far as you know, she never... There's been no real instance of... Oh, here's a good one for you. She was the one who greenlit your freedom for those pirates that you betrayed. Essentially, she joined in the negotiations, and instead of blowing up the ship or anything, she essentially said, okay, you can go and, you know, disappear into nothingness. And I know the pirate thing really hasn't come up, but it's a good example.
That's a tricky one.
Is your question, can you trust her?
Essentially, yeah.
Unless things have changed drastically from when you were in the agency, yeah. The issues you had were more with Cornerstone and the things you found out at Cornerstone. There was never any implication not possibility. There's never any implication that the director of the agency was involved. It was some of the other higher up agents.
I think that'll be enough to pique her curiosity. But it unnerves her.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason for her to be contacting me. That for her to go out of her way to do that, there has to be something in it for her. It can't just be, hey, have some answers. There's a reason. And I don't like it. The timing is bad.
There's almost definitely a trade or some type of deal or some hidden clause or something, but at least in terms of the offer of safety is genuine, you know, it would be valid. Anathema's the type of person to lie, cheat, use any advantage she can. When it came down to it, she, you know, we used a hostage to try and get you into a fair fight where she had an advantage. She also had a hidden gun, which meant she was probably going to try and shoot you, which is not very honorable. But you know, that she was one of
Honorable. What is that?
She was one of the few exceptions in the agency. When you worked there, for the most part, people could be dicks, but they weren't often corrupt. Aside from the few exceptions that you'd seen.
All right.
So, with that in mind, we will go back. I'll unpause the poor frozen 3 characters. And you may carry on. Apologies for that.
What are you doing?
There may be more like this in future.
Okay.
Just don't disappear.
Yeah, that was
Let us help you.
fucking stupid.
Why? Stupid.
I have a
It
lot of
worked.
guns.
That's
It didn't
nice.
work.
Because
Romy's
we were
in a
left to look
coma.
for you.
I
Didn't.
didn't need you.
He's in
Yeah,
a
but
coma.
Romy could have been hurt. You never know what can happen. You're not
I
guaranteed
didn't
to be
ask
able to
Romy
fix
to
everything.
come.
Yes, but we care about you, so we'll come.
That's
One of
what
us will always
family
come.
does.
We'll all come.
I'm just gonna inject something here for you, Nomi, as they're talking about, you know, we care about you, so of course we'll come, you know, like, etc. You makes you think of what happened last night, and the fact that Ryukio literally spent over 10 years tracking you down just to, you know.
The place, people I used to work for. They want to talk to me. They sent them. They might send more if I don't go.
They want to talk to you. They don't want to kill you.
That's what they say. I'll play the audio for him.
So, you hear the audio of the director of operations for the Inner Intelligence Agency. To give you an idea, this is a lot equivalent to like CIA or MI6. It's known of, but it's not really very clear on the exact operations they do. Colton, you may have more of a...
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
These intelligence agents.
Yes,
And you killed them.
yes,
You used to be one.
yes.
Right.
Oh. That makes a lot of sense. We should all go to this place again.
Wait a minute. Is this irony?
Irony.
Yeah. You worked for an intelligence agency. Yet you did the stupidest thing and walked away from us. With a ship. With guns.
This feels like a debate that will go on for a while.
We should finish out the ship.
Hmm.
You coming?
Yeah.
Head back to the ship?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll fade on you
The
all...
argument that will never end.
Yeah. And heading out into the jungle, the instances of Nomi being like, no, don't touch that. That'll
Yeah.
literally fall on you and then consume you.
Devour you.
And we'll come back to all of you sitting in the common seating chill area by the cockpit, having laid Romy on the sofa, essentially there. You're still
Medic!
you're still in the outpost parked up. You essentially have a couple of days like rented parking area essentially until you have to go, and their expectation is for you to fix things and then skedaddle. And the medic walks in, kind of, yeah?
This is Nomi.
Hello?
Hello.
And this is Romy.
Gardner,
He's in a
right?
coma.
Coma?
Coma.
Right, I didn't grab my gear.
Okay.
I'll be back in 1 sec. Nice to meet you. What was your name?
Nomi.
Nice to
Same.
meet you, Nomi. Is it serious?
Coma. He's in a coma.
You tell us, are you not the medic?
Right. Be right back.
Not
Ag, I feel like
Sidious. Sorry.
there's an unspoken rule.
sorry.
If you shout medic,
No.
you probably need a medic.
It's, Nomi.
Sarif.
Sarif.
It's alright.
Oh, well, he should wake up in... How long has he been out?
One day.
And she, like, moves forward and, like, puts her hand on his... her fingers on his neck for check pulse and... a little bit weak, but steady. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, he should be awake in the next 6 hours, maybe another 12.
Right.
I told you he was safe.
It's fine.
Oh.
I mean, he was going to be groggy and feel a little bit drunk for maybe a day, but
Did we...
They shot him with this thing, or they injected him?
I shot him
You shot him? Why?
because they were using him as a hostage and it was a good distraction. It also stopped him doing anything stupid so he didn't get hurt.
okay, I'm gonna go to my bunk and you can figure this out. It's very nice to meet you, Nomi. Good to have... I'm gonna go.
No, I think I speak for
Walks
everyone
out.
when I say, what the fuck?
I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense.
Would it not be better if they didn't have a hostage?
Yes.
So I made it so they didn't have
They
a hostage.
still had a sausage.
Damn it, Nomi! They still had a sausage.
If they'd brought a sausage, I would have come out of the tree sooner. All I was eating was those fucking
sorry.
pumpkins.
And now they got a hostage that can't defend himself.
He couldn't defend himself before. So... Made me a moment for the sausage thing.
So you made him more I don't understand.
He fell down, they
Intelligence.
looked at him, I shot them. The end.
But you shot them with the sleep gun. They're dead, right?
Yes,
You said that, okay. The plants will probably eat him.
yes,
I mean, that's smart.
yes.
Are all intelligence people like you?
No,
Okay, that's good. That's good.
So, I still have a job here. Should we even bother? I don't know. We made a decent amount of money mining.
We can,
mining. You're miners now.
Just briefly to make some money while Romy looked for you.
Wait, you're a researcher here. Do you know anything about the researchers in the ship of the planet?
Researchers.
Yeah,
What researchers?
that's the job we're on. We were sent to kind of save them, but mostly get the research.
What research?
Some of your other planet. I mean, the plants are kind of alive.
Yes,
That's probably worth
plants
researching. You
are
were a
alive.
research. What were you researching?
I was not a researcher. I lived in a research facility. That's different.
Who's researched the intelligence research facility?
No.
Who's? Ow!
Botanists.
I need a coffee. I'm gonna make coffee.
Okay, coffee's not great. Were you the research?
No,
Or were they doing research and you just happened to be there?
they researched flora on the planet
Okay.
to make it habitable.
Okay, and why were you there?
I don't know. I've always been there.
Well, why don't we wait for Romy to wake up and then we can decide what to do.
6 hours.
It's not that long.
So you were born on the Do you know, I don't... Okay, here's the things I care about. You running off, don't do that again. Everything else... Okay, sure.
All right.
Guess that's settled then. Might want to check on the garden thing. I think it's okay, but probably some stuff that needs attention. I'm glad you're back.
Oh, also, Nomi, at this point I probably have a little lizard sitting on my shoulder.
Oh, right.
Wearing a sombrero.
And a little bandito gun vest thing. Oh, and a paperclip gun.
I will look at it as if I'm slightly worried I'm hallucinating.
You probably noticed the AI cat just sitting on the ground, staring up at the little bandito.
Oh, she'll sit down instantly and just look at the AI.
That's Susie.
Oh.
I
didn't see
have
her.
the AI keeping an eye on Susie.
Susie,
Susie doesn't need to keep an eye on. She's a bandito.
Well, just in case.
AI, define Susie.
Susie. Record not found.
She is not Susie.
AI. Add new crew member, Susie. Occupation, bandito.
Crew member added. Occupation, bandito. Designation, Susie.
Now ask it again.
I don't need... That is inefficient.
AI, you don't have to watch Susie all the time. Just if the ship is ever in danger, make sure Susie's okay. Okay?
Confirm.
Alright, so you said how you know there's potentially other people who might come after us. Are they gonna come after us today? Do we have to get off the station, or...?
No, they make one. They want me to visit, to talk.
Are they gonna kill you?
I
Kill
don't
us,
know.
or- Oh,
They say no.
fantastic.
They say no.
You
So-
trust that?
Isn't that part of espionage? Lying.
Wait,
Director Praxis was not espionage, not Boots.
Either way, I don't like staying here, I'll be honest. You think we could get ourselves just at least back out into the atmosphere?
sure.
I mean, as long as everyone agrees, acting captain.
Oh,
Yeah, Colton's the captain. Although, well, Romy's back, but Romy's unconscious, so...
acting captain. You don't have to call me captain.
The only
Technically, I
reason
am the captain.
to stay would be to do the job, but I don't really think we should do the job until Romy
Oh,
wakes
the
up.
job's in
and then-
space.
Oh,
We could go there.
The job's actually on the planet.
yeah.
Job's actually on the planet.
But it's on the other side, right?
It's on the other side of the planet, so you would need. The best way would be to take off, fly around.
Yeah. Let's just
Why
go
don't you
to
put us
space.
into an orbit
Yeah.
for Romy?
Okay. I pick up some of the coffee and head over to the bridge.
Okay. And for a little while, you all go about your daily, just maybe talk a bit more about bits and pieces, go tend to the garden. It's not great,
I
but
want to roll to save the garden!
what I'll say is
Ah!
it's salvageable. It
Okay, good.
hasn't gone...
I tried my best.
Off of Corrine's rolls, she essentially just about kept it above water, kept her head above water in terms of gardening. She didn't do any irreparable harm, and she basically maintained it decently, considering is how I'll classify it. You probably lost some plants. Some of them are looking in some bad shape, but you haven't lost a crop. You haven't lost everything.
I think Nomi's only reaction to that, if they walk in there together, is just, they're not all dead. Surprising. And that's it. That's as close to a compliment as you get.
I think Kareen would just be like, I'm gonna go put us in orbit. Okay.
You head out into orbit, and a little bit later, probably like 5 or so hours, anyone nearby the area of the bridge will hear, probably the majority of you on the ship actually might hear, a sudden shout of, "Save yourself, Nomi! Leave me behind!" And then just some general shouting and, "What's happening? Where am I?"
Captain on the bridge.
Hello?
I'm gonna walk in to the med bay. Hello.
Well, he was just laid out on the just like on the sofa and.
Oh yeah.
couch
I'm
and
just gonna walk in.
Astrid, I don't know how I got here, but Nobi's in trouble. There's some absolute bastards who took me hostage. I was hostage for a bit.
Oh no. Sounds terrible.
We need. What?
Hey, Captain.
Colton, get your guns. We're gonna go rescue Nomi.
Okay. I'm gonna run off and go get some guns.
Astrid, where is she?
I'd walk in and be like, she's here. She's on the ship. She's in her garden.
Oh, Kareen, we're doing the whole thing here.
I battle in with the guns. Okay, let's go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait,
It's fine though. We found her.
what's happening? What?
She's fine.
She's fine.
Yeah.
She's in the garden.
You found her and she shot you, but it was to save you.
Shot me.
Oh yeah.
She killed
You've
people.
got 2 fake legs now, by the way.
No,
Complete blasted off.
I can't feel my
Kareen
legs.
cannot keep a
Why
straight
can't I
face for
feel
her
my
life.
legs? Ikara! I can't feel my legs! Like, Ikara, just, you hear like a clomp, 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 and she like sticks her head around. She's like, you were put into a coma, and the loss of the feeling will come back to your extremities. You just want to be careful. He's like, no! Screw that! Nomi shot me! Nomi! And he like pulls himself up and like stands up and then immediately like, woo! Like falls over on the floor. Ow! Nomi!
I'll pick him up.
Thank you, Colton.
Captain, sit down.
Okay.
Here is a decommissioned flamethrower.
What?
Wow. Didn't know we
We
had
need
that.
to go and save Nomi up in the garden.
It's,
Right.
it's decommissioned.
Yeah.
So, what?
I think it'd be kind of dangerous if I gave someone who can't really have full control of their extremities a non-decommissioned flamethrower.
Okay.
And then I cock my gun.
I feel like someone shoved cotton wool into my head via my eyeballs. So, this may be my first official order as a captain. Astrid,
Hello.
Colton, Kareen. Tell me what the fuck is going on.
Alright, so you ate this magic.
So you found Nomi. You were taken hostage. Well, you were on your way to find Nomi when you were taken hostage. The
I do
people that took you
remember
hostage
that.
Right. They were after Nomi. She shot you to take away their hostage, sort of. And then I think she killed them and fed them to the planet. It kind of explains why she's so good with plants.
Yeah, she kills people now.
Yeah, no, I heard about that.
But she's fine. The garden's okay. You're okay. She's not gonna go running off again. We didn't do the job on the planet yet. I don't know if it's worth it. Somebody wants to meet Nomi and the rest of us.
Maybe Nomi can explain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roby was a little bit like, what?
Yeah, Kareen's just like still.
Yeah, trying to get her head around it.
Yeah.
Colton, did I hear right that you
Yeah, I called you
summoned
to the
her?
bridge,
All right,
yeah.
she'll just turn up. She won't even respond. She'll just show up.
So like as Kareen is like babbling, Nomi's head just kind of like peeks around from the doorway, and Roby's just like,
Yes.
Nomi,
Yes.
did you shoot me?
Yes.
Right. And that's why I feel like I'm on the water somewhere on a ship, just in a storm.
I don't know.
Aren't you supposed to be an expert with? Like, I'm assuming you didn't shoot me with a bullet because
No,
otherwise I'd have a hole in
but-
me.
That's a curious description of symptoms. I need to run some tests on others to see if the description was similar.
Right.
That might slow the job down a bit.
So, what I'll say is, if you do run some tests as captain, my orders are: first choice would be Astrid for being a spark bugger, and second choice would be Colton for lying to his captain.
I was still the captain until we were sure you were Corpus Mentis. Nomi, I think what the captain is saying between the lines is maybe you should apologize to him for shooting him.
Yeah, not really.
No.
It makes sense.
Wait, can I
Thank
shoot
you.
people now?
No.
No.
I thought there was a rule. We're not allowed to shoot crewmates.
There is
that
a
was
rule.
a rule.
There is a
that was a rule.
That's
I-
not
And
a
that rule
bullet.
got established while those two weren't here, so how are they to know of the rule?
Also not a bullet. So if we're doing...
So I could
There,
use
there needs to be a
shotgun
dividing
pellets.
line.
or
No.
a rocket launcher.
What if
No.
you need an injection? Does that count?
Does that count, Captain?
Does that count?
Stop it!
Just
Alright. I need to go and sleep because I feel groggy as shit. Someone help me to my room
Oh, no.
and Nomi, we need to talk later. And then after I've had a rest, we'll have a crew meeting and we'll decide what the fucking hell is going on.
Alright, just one last thing.
Yeah.
Like, how many fingers am I holding up?
Both of your hands are holding up 2 fingers.
Okay. And then I'm gonna pick up Susie. And what about this? Is this
Oh,
real?
Jesus Christ. That appears to be a Greylix with a hat. So
Okay.
no?
Oh, mate, it is.
Really?
It's Susie's bandito, mate.
D.O.
Got Susie on my shoulder.
Susie, crewmate, designate bandito. What's that about?
During my
Bandito.
time as acting captain, we increased the crew roster with a medic and a bandito.
both really, really helpful additions.
Although the medic
Important.
is currently a temp.
Yeah, we should try and make her permanent. She's great.
Alright. You know what? Crew meeting. Everyone in the crew's here. Excusing the lizard and the new medic. Alright, Captain is a new order. Captain is tired. Please someone take Captain to bed. We'll talk
Yes,
about this
Captain.
after I've rested. And decide what to do with an actual crew meeting. Crew meeting over. Have a not. Just fucking take. Someone. I can't move my legs.
I pick him up.
Does-
Well, I try and support his weight if he can walk at all. Otherwise, I'll have
I'll
to
support
carry
him from the other side, and we'll just walk in. To
That's
his
a
room.
good idea.
I'll
Thank
look
you.
to Corrine as they're doing it. Does Susie need to come to the crew meeting?
She doesn't need to unless she wants to, but she usually does. She likes being around Colton. Especially.
Naomi, come see me later and we'll have a chat. I need some rest first though.
Silent nod.
And a bit more time passes as the captain, as Romy has some sleep. A little bit grumpy when you drop him off, but I would say the regular amount of Romy grumpy and not too overly out of character. I would say probably 6. Probably like 4 or 5 hours later. He's kind of been sleeping already. He's just groggy and a bit out of it. You hear, I assume, Nomi, you'd be in your garden, like, fixing stuff up. So you'd probably hear shouted, like, down the hallway, like, Nomi, my office, please.
I will. I'll go to wherever his normal office is, wherever his normal area is.
I have a sidebar. There's something in the message that I didn't put in there. Part of the message. Apologies for forgetting this bit. Part of the message from Calabal Praxis included her saying that she hoped a small peace offering to your crew is that she delivered the angel's smile to you, specifically to your captain. That being anathema.
Now, remind me, because it's been a while. Do I know about that, or have we just?
You didn't know that anathema had become the angel's smile in like the public eyes.
But did I know he was hunting her?
The angel's
Because I don't
yeah.
think he's talked about it, has he?
He did. He spoke about it when you're all having a sit down, and he was talking about when he was a detective. He chased a serial killer called the Angel's Smile across the systems, and eventually they cornered the serial killer. Unfortunately, he made a bad call, and his whole team was killed. And he was after that he was basically framed and sent to jail and ended up in prison and basically drummed out the force. So yeah, there you go. So wander into his in to see the captain / in to see Romy. Yeah, Nomi, come in, sit down. He's just kind of like sat on his bunk. There's a chair and a table.
Yeah, I'll follow his instructions.
How you doing?
I working hard to rescue the garden.
I more meant, the... like, you know, the kidnapping, hostage situation, and being presented with a couple of people wanting, well, one person wanting you dead, and...
Fine.
I didn't really speak with the woman. She kind of seemed to hate you, or have something like an issue with you. I don't know. But I had chat with the guy a bit. Rahikyo. Kind of like, it told me a little bit of what was happening and why. You could see he's kind of flailing for ways to broach uncomfortable subject, I guess. Did you kill him?
Yes.
Well, I guess he got what he wanted.
That's what I'm for.
Don't really agree with that. I mean, for a start, without you, none of us would have a ship running. We wouldn't have the ability to do long haul trips, you know? It's not like you're running around the ship every day, murdering everyone, killing everyone.
No.
Plus, if I said, hey Nomi, Astrid's the sarcastic, cheeky bugger, go kill her, would you do it?
No.
Well, there you go then. I mean,
Sarcasm isn't. And it's.
I just meant that's not what you're for. I mean, maybe it was at one point, but that's not who you are. Not now.
Sometimes.
Good enough for me.
The director at the agency. She said a name. The woman. I knew her from training.
The blonde one, yeah?
Anathema. It seems she forged her own path after we parted ways.
Okay.
Took on a new name.
Well, it makes sense. I wouldn't have liked to have stuck with Anathema either.
No, but some might argue Angel's smile is worse.
That was her. And she's dead.
Very. I hope that's all right. I didn't know until afterwards.
Just, 5 years, and she was there. But, it's...
Was she how you thought you'd find her?
I thought she was a man for a start, so... Not really.
With a name like Angel Smile, it's so pretentious.
Say men can't be pretentious too?
No, but...
Have you ever put something behind you and figured that was it? It sits there unnoticed, and you'll think you're past it and it can't affect you anymore. And then there it is, fresh as before.
Yes.
I thought I was past. I thought I was over my mistakes. And then they jump up there again, reminding you that you make wrong choices, bad decisions, you fuck up and you can't fix it. The only thing you can do is see it out to the end.
Get up. Try again.
Try better. Maybe you've learned. Maybe you're terrified that you're going to make the same mistakes again. I don't want to be captain. I still don't want to be captain.
Why?
When you've been in charge of a group of people who you consider family, and your choice leads to their death, the most terrifying thing is having to do that all over again. Because you've already proven yourself to have failed once.
You could make Colton captain. He seemed to like it.
Maybe. But
Or just get up. Try again.
easy to say, harder to do. I think I might need a hand. My legs are still a little bit weak. And he holds out his hand to you. Help me out.
Whoa! Then she hit her microphone off its mic stand, and wow, that's sad. I didn't realize you could do that much damage to a mic cradle so quickly. Everything's fine.
Okay.
She'll do the forearm clasp thing.
He grunts
him
a
up.
little bit as he stands up. Still a little bit wobbly. And he walks over to the intercom in his room. Waits for the really loud bike to pass. Crew meeting, 10 minutes.
One way.
You're standing near the microwave.
Yeah. And he turns back to you after he takes his finger off the intercom. I'm not looking to pry, and it's none of my business. But if you ever want to talk about your man, let me know.
Thank you. He's dead.
Yeah. No problem. And walks out, closes the door in a kind of like if you want your privacy.
I think she will look faintly confused at having been left there because, yeah, walls up. She'll just head back to the garden.
Well, you got a crew meeting in 10 minutes. So.
Well, she'll need to head back to the garden at some point anyway.
Yeah.
And she might actually do that now and quickly because he's brought it up.
Okay.
Rush into the garden, scribble something down on a piece of paper, hold it up, make a hole in the earth, bury it down, pack it down, and then go off for the crew meeting.
Okay. And at the crew meeting, the medic is there as well. We will say, for the sake of Sheepy not having to talk to himself, that essentially the beginning of the crew meeting is introductions and talking about where everyone's been, what everyone's been doing, the current details of the contract that Ikara is on, the state of any wayward desperado lizards, and so forth. And then we get onto the topic of so we have a job, we haven't done it yet.
Yup.
We have and just for sidebar, like essentially all of the things that have been going on, like asteroid mining and all bits and pieces, have been discussed. So he'll say, we have a journalist we might want to go and have a chat to. Crean, if that's something you still want to.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Are we safe here? Safe-ish to do the job?
I don't see why we wouldn't be. And any not safeness we are is the same amount of not safeness we've always been.
That's true.
So.
Okay.
What say?
Well, we're more safe because there's 7 of us.
Right. We have the Bandito now.
True.
I was talking about Nomi being back, but yeah, we do have a bandito.
I was more thinking Nomi is reasonably dangerous in the majority of combat situations.
Yeah.
Reasonably.
I was being polite.
Very dangerous, I
Why
think.
is that polite?
Anyway,
Yeah.
the job?
I think...
We don't know exactly how dangerous, so instead of just saying you're an absolute psychopath killer, he said reasonably dangerous.
I think she's a badass because you and herself and me that one time. You beat someone up when I was unconscious, didn't you?
Yes.
You trained in knives.
Yes.
That explains something.
among other things.
You're actually a badass.
Hand-to-hand combat,
Yes.
but not ballistic weapons.
Did I say that? Or did you just offer?
Oh, okay. I mean, you're already pretty good at shooting, but we could go over the basics again.
I'd like that.
So the
Sorry,
job.
Captain.
Yeah. No, it's all right. Let's all offer to train Nomi to be even more ridiculously dangerous.
There's just gaps in her knowledge.
Right. Anyway,
Astrid taught me to.
good.
Oh, that's why you stood like that. What? You stand like you're about to hail a taxi when you shoot someone.
It's actually very relaxing.
Shooting someone
you.
should not be relaxing.
Why?
Oh, but it's not a one-size-fits-all scenario, Colton.
I'll
Just
tell
saying.
you. I'll
The
tell you
person.
what. We can have an argument over dinner about this. For
We're
right
already
now,
having an argument,
right?
Captain.
And I'm
Who's
saying,
cooking?
I'm cooking.
Thank God. Oh,
So say we all.
You just got back. Please do not bully Kareen.
yeah,
I mean, she started it.
Yeah, they haven't made me cook once. It's been awesome. I just made coffee.
And confirm not having Kareen cook has been awesome.
Colton,
Exactly.
don't you start. Kareen, I will be teaching you again starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
no, that's
right?
a terrible idea.
Tomorrow,
Seriously.
not
I'm
today.
Tomorrow.
so happy to have everyone else do it. The
You're gonna make
bandito
sure
would
the,
be better than me.
Make sure the fire extinguisher in the kitchen works.
I'll tell you what.
God.
If anyone else interrupts me while we're trying to talk about business, I'm gonna make you eat whatever Kareen makes tomorrow. All right?
Immediately sit up straight and do not say a fucking word.
Thank you. So, we have a job, and we need to be back to earning when we can. Now, we can do this job and go and talk to your man there, the journalist. After that, we'll pretty much free agents again. So we'll go out looking, seeing if we can find a job. Now, Nomi,
What about Nomi's job?
that's not a job. But what I was thinking is, in what direction is this director of the agency? I mean, it's the Inner Intelligence Agency, right? So I'm guessing it's somewhere in Inner.
I literally can't answer that question.
It's on Sumalis. So it is within Inner, and it's on the planet of Sumalis.
I would pass on precise information, not just
Yeah.
about the planet, but about like coordinates, because I would have had that in my pack.
Yeah, and you do. All right. So how about we do this job? We head back to Sycaris, hand in the stuff that we need to gather, see if we can find any of this crew. Although, from what you tell me, seems like very likely they're either dead or not there. So, do the best we can with that. And then see if we can pick up a job that takes us in towards Sumalis. And we can swing by and pay a visit to this director or whatever. Cause, I mean, intelligence agency, right? At the very least, we can find out the fuck is going on. Maybe a little bit.
We can ask.
Right.
We could shoot him.
I mean, backup plans, always good.
Inadvisable.
Yeah, I'm really not thinking that's the goal we
I'm
should
just
be in.
letting everyone know that's on the table.
I mean, it's always on the table, Colton.
It is usually on the table.
And you
yes.
do always make us aware that it's an option.
I just want everyone to be fully aware. I am prepared
We are.
to shoot someone.
Don't worry.
I'm very aware.
We know.
So is Romy.
Right.
At any point, at any time.
Right.
I'll do it. I'll shoot someone right now.
Shut up.
So,
Nomi will exchange a little look with him and just like this tweak of a smile.
Oh, that's weird.
yeah.
Yeah, Kareen will see it and just like be like, "Homie's back."
I'm not sure if immediately that would trigger in the brain that she just smiled, but maybe later it'll be like, wait a minute.
I would say, like, it would be one of those things where you just catch something that you're not expecting. It'd be like if Susie suddenly was like, "Howdy, partner." It's like, that's weird. A little bit later, you'd be like, "The fuck?"
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, let's head off. Get this. We're in no hurry to wander in there. It doesn't sound like we have a time limit. So let's keep earning, keep the ship going, and we'll make our way over there and see what's going.
Should I let that reporter know to meet us somewhere?
Let's invite him on the ship.
Yeah.
And if we need to interrogate him, well, it's your time to cook tomorrow, so.
Oh God, really? I thought you were kidding.
No.
Wait, you're not supposed to kill people when you're interrogating them.
Yeah, it's dangerous. I'm
Cotton Cox is
dangerous.
Yeah.
see.
Such a
Nomi's
bad
dangerous. Kareen is dangerous. Actually, it is clearly dangerous.
What? Sorry. What were the
The
sarcasm
bandito
in
would
that?
probably do a better job
There's
cooking than me.
absolutely
Seriously.
sarcasm in that when you said that.
Is Susie dangerous?
Yeah, she's a bandito.
Less dangerous than me at cooking, though.
Yes,
You
Kareen,
made
because the lizard
Susie
clearly
cook.
cooks.
Better than me. You remember what happened?
Oh, I think we'd all forgotten what happened.
I have not.
That was so
forgotten.
easy to forget. I personally have not woken up screaming in the night
Can
multiple
someone-
times.
How would it
Remind me.
hold the spatula?
It is.
That's a good one, Nomi.
So, with that said, we have a plan, we got money to make, and we got shit to be getting on with. Nomi, welcome back. It's good to have you back on board.
Yep.
If you run away by yourself again without asking for help, I'll lock you in your farm and feed you nothing but food from Kareen for a week.
I can't cook for a whole week. No, please.
Aside from that, everything's good. And he stands up. Meeting adjourned. We'll talk about the medic. Ikara. We'll discuss your contract and maybe bringing you on full time in the future. For now, let's get back to business.
I'm
Some
gonna go
money.
do my piloting stuff that I am actually good at. Okay.
And as everyone gets back on their duties on the ship, a lizard scuttles but from under one sofa to under another sofa, and there's a little croaking from underneath. We will end there for today. Well done, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome
Yay,
back,
Nomi's back!
Is it wrong? My favorite bit was just the crew back together again, just being assholes to each other.
No, I
Mine too.
also love that.
How would the lizard use a spatula?
That should be the title of the
Important
episode.
questions.
So, we finally learned a bit about Nomi. I think first up, everyone else's impressions. Was it what you thought?
Oh, absolutely.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Agent, infiltrator.
Although I didn't put it together that she was that she wasn't a prostitute robot from the future.
Right.
When she had to eat food on the planet.
Yeah, no, obviously, we didn't hit every point as explanatory as maybe we might have, but that's just because...
I kind of like that, though.
Yeah, not everything comes out. However, a little bit of let's do outros quickly, and then we can discuss a couple of things.
Okay.
So we'll start off with the person I was meanest to today, Amelia, and also Nomi.
Hi. Hello, it's me. I'm back.
Yay!
Got my purple hair on and being monosyllabic and difficult. I'm so sorry for downing your NPC so quickly. I was just like, there's no way she's fucking fighting her.
Yeah,
You've just told me she doesn't use firearms. That's exactly what I'm using.
It made sense.
Yeah, Nomi's a tricksy one. But yeah, it was really cool. It's been so long with so many people trying to figure out who she is and thinking she's a robot and kind of knowing that backstory to her.
She was raised by a robot. So,
like, just gives a lot of context. I think if you look back at episodes now, a lot of things will make a lot more sense. And it's really cool to see her kind of puzzling out what the fuck family is and why people like each other, and that moment with the gun to Romy, like that moment of, do I care?
Yeah.
This is a weird new consideration. I don't know. It's yeah, she's fun to puzzle stuff out with.
Yeah. Oh, but
There's a lot of stuff. Oh, Rahikio, Jesus Christ. Break my heart.
Sorry.
Tried really hard not to kill him. Oh well, personal growth.
He was too far gone, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He had his own agenda.
And fuck you for bringing her back. Ugh. She's awful. I'm glad I killed her quickly. Feed her to the little shop of horrors. That bitch.
I did kind of see that, like.
Yeah.
But yes.
Eat up, little vines. But yeah, that was fucking awesome, and I'm so glad we're all back together. And she doesn't have to hide the fact she can kick ass anymore, so you can see it, which will be fun if that happens in the next few episodes. That won't be terrifying at all. Yeah. I still am not streaming because me. But I am obsessed with cowboy dollies over on Red Dead. I'm playing that, and Safi works for me now, so that's fun. I've put my friend to work. But yeah, follow me over on Twitter. I'm Amelia Tyler. Hi.
And Twitch, just in case there is a stream
Just in
sometime.
case. Yeah, there might be sometime.
Why not?
There was a stream. I remember there being at least a stream.
There have been streams. I keep meaning to stream.
Yeah. Feel free to hot potato it to whoever you choose.
Peachy.
Hello, my name is Peachy Pixelate. I stream. What? I'm sorry. I know how to do this. Fucking hell.
You're good.
I guess I fucking Thursday to Sunday, and I'm here on Mondays. Okay, whatever. There are new emotes coming.
Ooh.
So.
Not on this channel. Not yet.
No, on my channel.
On your
I don't
channel.
give a fuck about your channel.
Yes,
Jesus
yes, you do.
Christ.
Don't lie.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
And maybe there's new emotes coming to Sheepy's channel, because now I'm gonna make him do some emotes.
I do need to do it.
I'm gonna draw them in paint for Sheepy.
Oh, I'll put them up. If you draw them in paint, I'll put them up.
Coming soon to
you know
this
I will.
channel.
You know I will.
Also, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the algorithm. And if you're here, suckers, we've already got you. Thanks.
Potato.
Safi.
Hi there, I'm Safi Pie on Twitch and Twitter. I stream on an unplanned schedule. Follow me on Twitter if you want to see it. In Red Dead, I'm basically Millie's bitch.
I mean, it's true. but also, very good friend. Best
No,
friend,
he's a good
I would
little
say.
bitch.
She's an excellent barmaid. Well done.
Tess!
Well, Safi streams and also does the intros and outros for quite a few of my
Streaming way
shows.
more now as well, and she's also doing like midnight streams for roleplay, and she does like normal
Probably
streams
not
on top of
anymore,
that.
You will also notice that Safi has the artist tag because she does the art, as in the intros and outros. So if you,
She's pretty as a picture.
Fuck off.
so yeah,
Tess!
if you see that tag and you're like, why does Safi have a tag? That's why.
Tess!
Now,
Hi.
Tess.
Thank you. You should all go follow Safi because she's amazing.
Tess!
I stream looter shooters like Borderlands and Destiny and Souls games like Elden Ring and Star Citizen, which is not any of those things, but it's cool. And other random stuff, Beat Saber, VR games, and stuff like that on Saturday evenings and Sunday evenings. And I'm trying to do 2 weekdays, so like Tuesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Wednesday, or some weird combination of that. Twitter, Test Games, actually know when I stream and be inundated by an absolutely ridiculous amount of cat shit. Like, it's not actually
So much cat shit, just
Yes.
pictures and pictures of cat
pictures.
shit. No one
I've
knows
got
why.
enough
It's a
of those.
mystery. But if you like cat shit, go follow Tess Games on Twitter to see piles of cat shit.
What he said.
Also, I will say I watched you playing Beat Saber, and I couldn't help laughing because it's so funny to see you bopping along like obliviously, and just like music, yeah, like I was watching like literally 40 minutes, I think, of you just bopping. So if you want to see that, go check out Tess, because Beat Saber is a fun game.
It is. It's very fun, and I'm very ridiculous, and I have no shame at all in that game.
That's cool.
Fun.
I'm Sheepdog, wandering in. Those of you who watch Drifting at this point, I know, probably know the spiel and stuff, but check out the Patreon if you want to support the show, and the other shows as well that will be coming, and all the things that I'll be doing. Yeah, let's leave it at there so that we can not go too deep into an outro. Does anyone have thoughts or questions on the episode today? Because I feel like quite a lot got revealed, but maybe not everything.
Definitely not everything.
Yeah. Like for example, I feel like Rahikio's motives. You probably got a vibe of what was going on, but they weren't really explained. Because obviously he is now dead, and we probably won't get the intricacies of his motives. I feel like some people... Do people want to know his motives, or should we just leave it as an unspoken thing? Like, I'm opening this to
personally, I thought
you
he
guys
was
in
quite
chat.
open about it, but I might have the ability to see that because I knew the backstory.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite clear.
So,
The only mystery was the characters actually asking Nomi questions. We all saw that,
yeah.
but she's like, "So what happened to the people?" Nomi's like, "Yes."
I killed them. Okay, we know what we need.
It's
I'm
true.
happy with that. I'm happy with that.
True, it's all true. I like that we got to do the name reveal.
Yeah.
Because I've been hanging on to that since we first came up with the character concept, where I was like, I don't know what to call this person, and I just looked up the Latin for name not found.
Yeah, you were
I was
like,
like, this is perfect. She's walked into a flora facility, and it doesn't have a designation for what she is. Perfect.
So yeah, whenever anyone walks, it could have been anyone. Whenever anyone walks in there, it's like Nomi Sane, name not found, and she was just like, "Oh, that's my name, cool," because she was like a kid. Yeah, it was a long time coming for the Nobi reveals, but for me at least, that made it all the more fun seeing people losing their mind every week as she got more and more like in the background badass and killing people and having epic fights and stuff, and everyone's like, who is she? Now you know.
Who is she?
She was a orphaned child on a feral world filled with plants that tried to kill you, who was found and recruited by an intelligence agency trained to be an assassin, agent, killer thing, infiltrated organizations, killed people, infiltrated a
religious cult.
Well, infiltrated a religious cult, infiltrated a criminal kind of mafia-style organization by seducing the son of the leader, and then assassinated the leader. So
Everything's
Yeah,
fine.
he still fucking loved you.
I'm great.
What a
What's the problem?
was a bit more complicated than that.
Yeah.
Nope. That's it.
Look, maybe his dad wasn't very nice.
Well, his dad knew the score. You know, like, it was one of those things where it's like, you engage in a life of crime, invariably, you know, you tend to meet a rough end. But how that shit goes. Yeah, he didn't hold
right.
that. He didn't hold that against you, really.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking to be like, no, the person you're in love with doesn't exist, and he's just like, I don't give a shit. Oh no! Oh, he's done research. Oh fuck.
When he started talking about the rest of your crew, like Nomi's face was completely blank, but I could feel her mind going, oh no, this means that he's gonna be, you know, he's gonna be working down a list or something.
Yeah, that was rough.
So
Learning about feelings.
yeah, which is weird.
Yeah.
That he was the one to like open up the can of worms, as it were.
Yeah, because she's been like struggling with like the faintest hint of that.
Yeah.
On the ship, but I think still when people are like, you can't leave us anymore, we're your family, she's like, I literally don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I have no concept of what that is, and what you're saying is illogical. Like, it was fine, everybody's alive, this is clearly the most efficient solution.
Why did you shoot him? It was efficient.
Yep.
The most German thing I've ever heard in my life.
Okay, moving on. See you
So-
all next week for more drifting.
Please do return next week for more drifting. We have 3 more episodes left, and I suspect maybe not in the next one because we're not going to be rushing there, but I feel like we're getting close to explanations, such as they may be. As I said, you know, depends on your guys' choices. Like, I'll explain everything at the end after the show's over that is missed, but
Violence.
there is a very strong possibility that the characters just won't end up finding out the things to do with this setting, the universe, and everything. So we'll see how things go. But regardless, your questions will be answered after the show ends. So I wouldn't just dangle mystique and mystery in front of you and then be like, oh, it was all a dream. Yeah.
What are you? Literally every Disney Plus show right now?
Turns out the smoke monster was behind it all. Shit.
Somehow Nomi returned.
Yeah.
She was actually here all along. You don't need to you know.
Thanks for watching Drifting. We like having
Until
you.
next time.
I was
Until
gonna
next
do another
time.
one.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next week for more drifting.
And don't forget dragons.
And dragons.
Oh yes.
But not this Friday.
But not this Friday. Shit. My bad. Sorry.
Maybe.
Bye.
Maybe.
Keep
Just
an eye on
fucking
YouTube.
go to Discord, go to Twitter. I'll keep you updated on Dragon Riders. Let's go. Bye.
buddy.
Thank you. Bye.
Go away.
Where do I move in this world? Could you please tell me what the hell I'm doing for it? Bring me to my knees. I'm so stupid. Would you tell me honestly if I wasn't meant to be what I see when I dream? Where do I move in this world? Could you please tell me what the hell I'm doing for it? Bring me to my knees. I'm so stupid. Would you tell me honestly if I wasn't meant to be what I see when I dream? It's a big, big world out there. Plenty possibilities. All of them is killing me soft. I want the real me figured out right here, right now. Is this lifestyle the right style for me? Only with time will I see. But by then it'll be too late. Looking in the mirror at a stranger's face. If I wasn't right, would you tell me straight or would you let me? Where do I move in this world? Could you please tell me what the hell I'm doing for it? Bring me to my knees. I'm so stupid. Would you tell me honestly if I wasn't meant to be what I see when I dream? Where do I move in this world? Could you please tell me what the hell I'm doing for it? Bring me to my knees. I'm so stupid. Would you tell me honestly if I wasn't meant to be what I see when I dream? I want something great instead of all dismay, but I can't find my way. I fall on my face, I flatline my faith. I want all escape, let's throw it all away. Just like the thoughts I trade for a couple of bucks in this big bucket of love. I'm steady throwing my up, hoping for that 1 in 100. But fuck stressing the numbers. Pop this deck in your summer and see the inner of my head declog like a plunge. Y'all be akin to my feces. Your best bet be the Bee Gees. The way you think living's staying alive. I got my head in my smile, but don't know where I'll fly. I'm just spreading my wings, I'm fine with taking my time. I used to rush it all out, I'm trying to slow it all down. Take my feet and lose ground, give them somewhere to hang. I always want it right now, trying to slow it all down. Take my mind and lose ground, watch it floating away, yeah. Where do I move in this world? Could you please tell me what the hell I'm doing for it? Bring me to my knees. I'm so stupid, would you tell me honestly if I wasn't meant to be what I see when I dream? Where do I move in this world? Could you please tell me what the hell I'm doing for it? Bring me to my knees. I'm so stupid, would you tell me honestly if I wasn't meant to be what I see when I dream?